What's up, YouTube Revolution? ZombfectedGaming 349 at your fingertips. So today I have my Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer breakdown video here now. I know it's definitely over a week late now, but last week was a very busy week for me and also partly into this one as well. And it's definitely going to be no signs of getting any less busy. I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to try and work on my videos at the same time, but also other stuff at the same time too. I have other stuff in life going on at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be, a bit of a, compromised schedule sometimes. I know I try to get my Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays stream as my regular schedule. Times of day I will be streaming kind of will be a little bit different, but anyways, I hope you all enjoy. Let's get into this breakdown now. So as always, Rockstar nails the look of the sunsets in their games. Sunrises, sunsets, definitely very awesome, especially after Red Dead Redemption 2. And what's fantastic too is when you look over here, you can definitely see the reflections of the car lights on the road, and also all the way back within the draw distance. It's fantastic of how far it goes all the way over this way. It's definitely going to be a game pushed past its limits. It's definitely gonna, surpass a lot of older games in terms of draw distances, because that is a very far draw distance. It's almost in a way kind of similar to real life, as you can see draw distance in real life of how far away you can see cars in the distance. This shot right here just gives me a lot of Far Cry 6 vibes because of how vibrant it looks. It gives me this beautiful Caribbean sunset or sunrise look to it. It just, I don't know, just the overall vibe. When I was thinking of GTA 6, I was like, this game is probably going to look somewhat similar to Far Cry 6, even though, Far Cry 6 is actually not my favorite Far Cry game, but visually it's definitely one of my favorite looking Far Cry games. I love the vibrancy of how it looks, the fictional, Cuba look to it, and I know Florida is somewhat close to Cuba, so this is one of the reasons to why I kind of, had this image in my head of looking at Far Cry 6. I was actually playing a little bit of Far Cry 6 leading up to the GTA 6 reveal, and so yeah, I always just pictured it having this Far Cry 6-ish look, but as you can tell, it's a prison, this place, and yeah, you could easily fool somebody and say, hey, look, this is Far Cry 6 or something. Somebody who's played Far Cry 6 maybe, but potentially, maybe, it depends. But anyways, let's move on to the next shot. This right here is our first shot of Lucia as a prisoner inmate. I definitely got to say, just look at the reflection of the sun on her hair. It looks very realistic. Also, when you look through that window and stuff too, the slightly, kind of tinted-ish window, that looks very realistic when you look through it. The texture of the way the people look through the window looks, extremely realistic. I've looked through windows like this before, and that's exactly what it looks like. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about this shot. It's pretty cool. So by the looks of this right here, this woman right here most likely is probably one of the people that are probably trying to help Lucia get out of prison, probably a parole officer, probably going to help her get a job, get her life back on track. And of course, Lucia actually says that she's here because of bad luck. So my guess is, in the beginning of the story, you're probably going to get out of prison. Lucia is probably going to try to get her life back on track, but there's probably something in the story that's going to make her, of course, eventually get back into crime, but probably much, much, much worse. Once she, of course, meets Jason, supposedly, if that's his name. I know a lot of people are saying, yes, it's probably his name. Very credible that his name is probably Jason. But the thing is, though, Jason's name is not said in this trailer. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about this shot. But everything about this shot, too, looks very realistic, almost like a movie. The sunlight off of her glasses right there looks very good. All right, just take a look at this beautiful shot. Like the waves as the boats go by, it looks very realistic. The waves in this look way more like real life compared to GTA 5's. GTA 5's kind of looked a little bit like real life, but this, though, I don't think I've ever seen a game look this good in graphics before. And what's also cool is the view in the distance looks fantastic. Now this right here is really cool. The dolphins look really, really good. I really enjoy the look of how you can see each individual sparkle from the sun on the ocean. Like, that's unlike anything I've seen in a video game. But the video games have come very, very far. Very, very far, guys. One thing that's also really, really cool right here is with the birds when they fly over the ocean. You can see the shadows right there as well. Like, that is good. Also, again with the waves, as you can see, as the boat is driving over, some of the waves are over there, down there. One of the boats are actually kind of cutting off the waves, actually. That's actually something that does happen in real life, of course, when you look at people at the beach. You have a little, sea-doo or whatever. It actually just goes right over the wave and cuts it right off. What's also fantastically mind-blowing is the density of how many people are at the beach, all the NPCs in the background, just holy. No way in GTA 5. When you look at GTA 5, the beach kind of looked packed at the time. But when you look at this, the beach looks like a ghost town in GTA 5. Just look how far back some of these pedestrians are on the beach. This right here is also super fantastic. When you see that lens flare of the sun just reflecting off the building like that, that is super duper realistic when you take a look at that. I know how many times I'm going to say realistic, but I'm going to point it out. Whatever is very realistic, especially when you're looking at glass buildings, the reflection in real life has almost blinded me by looking at a building, even though I wasn't exactly looking at the sun. That actually was, something that exactly looked exactly like this. Also, what's also really good is that you can also see the inside of buildings. In GTA 5, you couldn't really see inside the buildings at all. It just looked like a picture plopped on the window in the inside of a building. Now, this is a nice shot in the Floridian countryside. This is the closest thing to making it look like you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 when you're in the Lemoyne area. Just look at all the beautiful nature, the birds just flying around. I love these fan boat things, actually. I remember them. I think in San Andreas you could also drive them too. So also an awesome welcome addition to those coming to the game. But anyways, let's move on. Here's another shot that just gives me more Far Cry 6 vibes, because I think in Far Cry 6 we can actually see almost this many, I think, flamingos. I think there's flamingos in Far Cry 6 as well. But I think also Assassin's Creed Origins. This kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed Origins a bit too, because I think they had flamingos flying around this much too. When I look at this doesn't look like Grand Theft Auto to me. And I love games with tons of nature so much. You can also see alligators down there. That's really cool. I'm surprised the alligators are actually fine with hanging out with the flamingos down there. They look pretty chill, I definitely got to admit. So that's pretty cool. Another really cool shot at the beach of how packed the beach is. You can see a lot going on in this shot. You can definitely see that there's different diversity of body types, as you can see. Not everybody's also the same color. There's different shades of white, different shades of black. The skin color in this game is extremely realistic. Also, you can see this guy, of course, putting on sunscreen on this girl over here too. This guy over here is also taking a picture of this girl bending over. There's just a lot going on in this picture. You can also see the helicopter flying overhead. Plane in the distance is very, very far away. Just, wow. Everything about this shot, so much detail to it. Here's another really, really nice shot of the boats on the water. The water splashes up pretty well too, of course. Not going to talk too much about the water since we already talked about it, but also sick to see another plane in the background. It just goes to show you exactly, again, what I'm talking about, that the draw distance in this game is really good. Even though GTA 5 did have good draw distance for its time, but this, though, blows that out of the water. It makes GTA 5 look like a PS2 game. So right here, I can see the sign say Vice City International Airport as well. So we get to, of course, see the airport. I'm wondering if it's going to be bigger than Los Santos's airport. But this right here looks like this could be Lucia. It could be Lucia, but the guy right over there kind of looks a little bit like Jason. Like I said, don't know if that's exactly his name, but we're just going to go with the name, obviously, Jason, of course. But as you can see, of course, I think you could probably see the inside of the buildings over there, maybe over there too. Potentially those could be enterable buildings, because the word is the game possibly has over 70% enterable locations in GTA 6, and I'm thinking GTA 5 has barely a fraction of that at all. But this could be Lucia, of course. But yeah, as you can see, the lights reflecting off of her hair, very realistic once again. We can also see a guy over there taking a picture of Lucia, whatever it is. Probably, I don't know if pedestrians react and try to take pictures. If you're doing something crazy, I wonder if maybe you're trying to crash into people. I wonder if the passenger will take out his phone and start trying to record it or something. That'd be interesting too. But anyways, let's move on to the next picture. All right, this part right here just gives me heavy Watch Dogs 2 vibes, just because of how much graffiti and beautiful, you know, colorful vibrancy there is in here. Watch Dogs 2 was this colorful and vibrant. Watch Dogs 2 was actually more colorful and vibrant than GTA 5 was. And both those games are in fictional California. GTA 5 is, you know, San Andreas, fictional California. And Watch Dogs 2 is a fictional California, but it's actually called California in that one because it's set in the San Francisco area. But this is different. This is Vice City. It's Miami. I know it's based on, this area is based on an actual area with a ton of like beautiful graffiti and vibrancy in that area, and also San Francisco kind of has it as well with Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2's San Francisco is also very vibrant. I also like the look of the different cars in this area. It's really sick to see the cool lowriders. They actually look like the lowriders from the lowriders update from GTA Online, but this looks way better. And here we go. We got the Grand Theft Auto 6 strip club. There's so much more going on in here than in GTA 5's. As you can see also too, it says Make It Rain Monday. So that this is most likely a party that's happening exactly on a Monday. Most likely, possibly, there could be actual events that happen at certain places on certain different days. So maybe come back on a certain day, and then maybe they say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, pretty much. That'd be pretty cool. But I wonder if there's going to be more than just one type of strip club in Grand Theft Auto 6, because in Grand Theft Auto 5, there was only one strip club, which was, of course, the Vanilla Unicorn. And I think, of course, in GTA 4, I think there was two, actually. The Triangle, and then the other one was called, I think the other one was actually called Honkers. But look at this, though, too. Those sparklers look pretty cool. So I'm guessing that maybe this person, possibly somebody here, might possibly have a birthday at this place or something, or celebrating their age of being able to go to a place like this for the first time ever. So maybe stuff like that could potentially happen in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, I can't really tell what's going on in here. I don't know if this is a cutscene in the game, or is this actually just NPC gang members and stuff on the street talking to each other. Now, this would actually look really realistic if this was actually in the actual open world and it's not just a cutscene. But this guy kind of does look like he could be some sort of main character in the game. But as you can see too, the chains look very real on him as well. But yeah, it's giving me heavy Grand Theft Auto San Andreas vibes, and I really hope that the gangs are a lot more fun, just like in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Most of the gangs kind of sucked throughout the GTA games. A lot of them didn't kind of matter, but in the old 3D universe ones, they kind of did matter. But in GTA 5, they kind of sucked. GTA 4's gangs were cool, though, because at least they attacked you sometimes. But in GTA 5, the gangs run away from you. Sometimes they do. And they run away from the cops too, but I hope that the gangs are actually, you know, like I hope there's an actual wanted level system for the gangs in this game. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways, let's move on. All right, so right off the bat, what is really impressing me from this shot is the draw distance. Once again, of course, we're going to bring up the draw distance. Look how far out it goes. It almost looks like there's barely going to be any pop-in when you look at this. But just take a look at Vice City, guys. So much more diverse. I love how the water goes in between the city like that. It just makes Los Santos look so boring and bland and stuff. Like, a lot of the buildings, there's not very many tall buildings in Los Santos. A lot of them are actually more closer together. But when you look at Vice City, though, if you know what I mean, there's everywhere. It's a major, major metropolitan city, actually. You can tell there's so many different massive buildings spread out through across the city. But when you look at the Los Santos area in GTA 5, it has more of just the big buildings are more closer together. But this Miami, Florida, Vice City, it has a lot more buildings spread out across the city, and I think it's going to look fantastic. And of course, this is definitely the Ocean Beach area where Tommy's, one little place starts in the beginning of the GTA Vice City. This screams classic heavy Vice City vibes, but this looks fantastically way better and stuff. I do enjoy how it does have that, neon pinkish look and all that kind of stuff. Definitely, all them original GTA Vice City fans are going to love this. What's also really cool too is, of course, you see this guy performing something or whatever. Maybe he's probably begging for money, or I don't know. But it's really cool. He has this like gecko or whatever, or iguana or whatever, or something like that. Some sort of lizard. It looks pretty sick seeing that too. But anyways, let's move on. Now, right here, we got some Grand Theft Auto Online After Hours type of DLC type stuff in here. Kind of reminds me of that, but I guarantee you the people are not going to be static. They're probably going to be like, hey, watch where you're going if you walk into some of these guys. But yeah, there's a lot going on in here too. My guess is, imagine if there was like a shootout, like John Wick, in one of these clubs. My guess is the music possibly might be so dang loud that maybe some of the people might not hear it in the crowd, and maybe some of the people might still be dancing, but most of the people that will react to it will be the people near it, or hear the gunshot, or see the gunshot happening. But there's going to be other people within the club still that are probably still like dancing and stuff. They'd be like, oh crap. Then eventually they start to figure out that there's a shootout in the club. All right, another extremely beautiful shot. The draw distance, once again, of course, we're going to bring it up. Look at how far out the cars go to those other islands while driving across the bridge. And this looks like the area that could be the Florida Keys area. It looks amazing. Looks way better than some of the areas in GTA 5 that you drive on the highways of. The highways is just boring in GTA 5. It's just a whole massive circle around the map. This one looks like it's going to have a lot of different, like, diverse highways that go in between the map, around the map, zigzagging through the map. Who knows where it could take us? But yeah, it's going to remind me maybe of the GTA San Andreas, of course, map. With the highways. It has all the zigzagging highways throughout the map. And just take a look at this too. Look at the plane again, the beautiful shine. Got to look at that as well. But anyways, let's move on. So a lot of people think that this might be Lucia right here. It does kind of look a little bit like Lucia, definitely, but who knows? It could be Lucia, it could be not be. It could be just the bikini girl possibly for the cover of Grand Theft Auto 6 for all we know, because, Grand Theft Auto, they love to put the, girls at the front of their covers, of course, rather than the main cover of the main character, I meant. But what I want to take a look at and stuff is the hair physics. The hair physics look very realistic. Just look at every single piece of strand of how the hair looks. You can even see through the hair, through little creases, which is just fantastic, of course. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. Another beautiful sunset, and here it says Vice to know that we're in Vice City, of course. Yep. And here's where we get the confirmation that we're going to be getting the parody of TikTok in the world of Grand Theft Auto 6. As you can see, it says follow right there. I wonder if you can actually follow some of these social media accounts in the game. I don't know what the fictional TikTok will be called in Grand Theft Auto 6, but that's going to be interesting to know about. It'd be cool if you could actually watch actual reels and actually follow these people. But yeah, this one says, "Hey, Poppy, save some sugar baby for the rest of us." It's actually kind of funny. And like I said again, all the different colors, skin colors, all the different, uniqueness of skin colors, as you can see right here. It is very realistic. As you can tell, the guy who's also right there at the front of the boat is also rocking some sort of like suntan or sunburn or whatever, something like that. All right, so here we go. We got another fictional TikTok type video here, but this time it says, "Stay alert, Vice City. Remember to check for uninvited guests before the pool party." So this is obviously something that does happen in Florida as well. The alligators will tend to actually go into people's backyard, into their pools, and go, have some fun in the pool or stuff like that. So yeah, be very careful of that, obviously. But this is actually really interesting, though. I actually wonder if animal control will be an actual activity in Grand Theft Auto 6. So just imagine if we were to get think of the older GTAs, vigilante, paramedic, and firefighter. I really hope stuff like that comes back to Grand Theft Auto 6. I really miss those type of stuff. Grand Theft Auto 4 had a really, really fun police system where you'd steal police car, access the police computer, go after criminals. I hope stuff like that comes back in GTA 6 because that was a major missing feature in Grand Theft Auto 5. So being able to do stuff like this, all sorts of different activities like role playing as like, hunters, animal control where you actually capture the animals, kind of stuff similar to what Madame Nazar actually wants you to do. But the difference is, though, you have to knock out the animals and get the samples of the animals. But what would be really, really cool, it's kind of like, capturing bounties in Red Dead Online. You actually have to go capture these animals and bring them to the animal shelter. Now, that would actually be something I would actually enjoy doing in Grand Theft Auto 6 because in the Grand Theft Auto games, a lot of people think of the Grand Theft Auto games like you can do anything you want. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. Alright, so we got ourselves another fictional TikTok reel, but this one says, someone called the Department of Transport on this dump truck. Hashtag have a vice day. Okay, so this is actually a reference to something that actually happened in actual real life Florida. There's actually women who actually do stuff like this. They will go on top of a car and twerk on top of a car, so that's funny. Of course, Rockstar's poking fun at Florida in Grand Theft Auto 6. And yeah, but anyways, let's move on to the next segment. All right, so we got ourselves some nighttime street racing, Need for Speed and Fast and Furious-esque type of stuff right here. It looks pretty cool. Take a look at down there. Look at the smoke, the smoggy smoke coming from the cars. It looks very real, actually. It looks like the smokiness doesn't go away. It looks like it actually becomes a little bit hazy. As you can tell, the haze is still there, whereas in Grand Theft Auto 5 and most other video games, the haze will actually disappear really, really fast. But also, take a look at all the people in the area. That's a lot of different people. It looks very realistic, once again. How many times are we going to say realistic in this? But yeah, it looks sick, guys. Alright, this part is my least favorite part of the trailer. I don't know why, but this just gives me heavy Saints Row reboot vibes and stuff. Like, there's things I enjoy about that game. There are things that are cool and fun, the customization, the gameplay with the explosions and all that crazy stuff in Saints Row Reboot is fun and all, but the thing is, though, this game kind of gives me, or this shot right here gives me just Saints Row Reboot vibes for some weird reason. It just does. I don't know why, but the look of this just doesn't look like GTA 6 a little bit. It just has a very weird look, especially these characters. It just has a very weird look to it. That's pretty much what I would say about it. But yeah, this, you can definitely tell this is some sort of like TikTok live sort of thing, as you can see. It says the best song right now, long time coming, we really ouch, yeah, whatever that says. Ayo, catch a vibe. Finna spin the block with this one and diss the crap bomb. But anyways, let's move on to the next part. Alright, yet again, another Florida-esque type of thing. Alligator coming into the convenience store, and also, this convenience store looks way more better than the Grand Theft Auto 5 convenience stores. It looks like there's actually people inside the convenience store, unless this is not a cutscene. But I have a feeling, though, in Grand Theft Auto 6, we're probably going to see a lot more people walk into the convenience stores. In the convenience stores in GTA 5, there's barely any people that walk into the convenience store, and also the shop owners don't do very much in the convenience store. They're not really taking any calls or anything like that, because when it comes to working in the convenience store, there's more than just standing there and just staring at the customer. There's a lot of things that the cashier can be doing, of course, too. But just take a look over there. That could possibly be possibly shark card gambling tickets or something, potentially. My guess is maybe we could possibly get lottery tickets. Maybe shark cards probably have their own lottery tickets in the game. But yeah, there's a lot of things around everywhere in this convenience store. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. Now, this looks like a police raid. It could either be a police raid or it could potentially be gangsters possibly dressed up as cops, because it looks a little bit like some of these guys looks a bit like cops, but gangsters at the same time. Who knows, actually? Honestly, it could be either or. It could be either cops or gangsters. It could be actual cops that are just undercover and they're wearing the police vests. But yeah, it could be either or. But this is actually really cool. In a way, it kind of looks a little bit like Rainbow Six slightly. It is kind of cool. What's also really cool, too, is that there's a body cam. You can tell that the You can see the gun down right there too. It looks pretty cool. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. So of course, another fictional TikTok reel thing right here, and it says it's made by a guy named Planet Leonida Man. So Planet Florida Man actually is what it is, but Leonida is the fictional state of Florida within the Grand Theft Auto universe. So that's one cool thing that we know now is Leonida is Florida. But look at this. This is what it says. Usually gotta hit the strip club to see a jiggle like that for real. But this right here is some naked dude streaking down the street, and it kind of gives me some Saints Row 2 heavy vibes, which is really cool because Saints Row 2 is one of my most favorite Saints Row games of all time. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. So this reel is made by General Custard Cannon. Only in Leonida is a crotch grab and apology for bad driving. So my guess is this guy probably right here is probably taunting somebody for bad driving. That's my guess, of course. But yeah, let's move on to the next segment. This reel is made by Yo Mama's Jammer. R.I.P. Rudy. See you in heaven, cuz. My guess is this guy is probably gonna jump from one car to the next. Just Cause style. That'd be kind of crazy if people could do that in Grand Theft Auto 6, but who knows? Kind of similar to how in Red Dead you can hop from horse to horse, so maybe something like that in GTA 6 could potentially happen, hopping from car to car. Imagine all the crazy, really fun stuff that you can do in the Grand Theft Auto 6 Online 2.0, whatever it's going to be called. That'd be sick to actually jump from car to car. And it also looks like some guy is out in some sort of Speedo watering the garden or something. I heard that apparently people do stuff like this in Florida because somebody told me that they see people like this doing stuff like this in Florida, especially if you're a man or a woman, whatever you do, they don't care. They'll show their skin, apparently, even if you're a man or a woman. That's what I heard. Florida is crazy, so, you know, anyways, move on to the next. Looks like we got ourselves some sort of like mud fest in here. Looks like it says in the corner, Thrillbilly Mud Club, as we can see. And this is very similar to the mud in Red Dead Redemption 2. Mud goes everywhere, which is fantastic. GTA 5 did not have that if you jump in the mud, but Red Dead Redemption 2 added it, and it looks like GTA 6, of course, is going to be capitalizing upon the mud. So that's going to be crazy. I actually wonder what will happen if you go to this mud fest, you get all muddy, and then drive back to what's it called, Vice City, to where going into a really clean club and then just showing yourself all muddy and stuff. And I also wonder, if you get into a car with all this mud on you, I wonder if it's going to get all the mud all over the seat. Most likely probably will. Rockstar definitely won't probably forget that detail. I'm sure people are going to be like, if you get someone to come into your car, maybe you go pick up, I don't know, some sort of hooker off the street, and you are playing some sort of, you're playing with a lot of mud all over you or whatever, and they say, what's wrong with the seat? Why is it all muddy or something? That'd be a very interesting type of, detail to add in there with the mud on the seat in the car. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. Another reel right here made by a guy named Lucha Libre Fan, and it's live. And it says this, Neighborhood Watch, don't play around. The neighborhood watch don't play around, so this old lady must probably be protecting the area, and it probably has major balls to, you know, smash someone's head in with hammer time, whatever it is. But the thing is, though, this hammer, these two hammers, I really wonder, what if you could dual-wield hammers actually as well, just like this old lady in the game. Just imagine something like that. Learning some sort of martial arts and hammering your enemies, that would actually be pretty cool. Dual-wielding melee weapons sounds cool. Dual-wielding firearms sounds amazing. I hope that is in Grand Theft Auto 6. Don't have much to say about this, but it looks like some guy is getting extremely drunk and just smashing everything. Very similar to, what's his name, that YouTuber that just jumps into his gaming setup? Lispy Jimmy, kind of like that. I wonder if you could get really, really drunk and just do stuff like that in Grand Theft Auto 6 too. Like just hop on things and destroy things for no random reason. That'd be actually kind of funny. All right, so right here we got the police coming. Can't really tell what police it is. It looked like it was kind of green, so it could be Vice City Police. But right here we can get our first look at Jason, which looks pretty cool. Like I said, don't know if his name is Jason. We got to wait for maybe the next trailer for him to say Jason, because Rockstar actually, I think at one point they did say that Michael was going to be Albert at first, but it was Albert was the placeholder name, and then Michael was the real name. So potentially, you never know. Just wait on that, possibly. And right here, we got to look at Lucia, of course. This is probably most likely in the beginning of the game when they're doing the small-time robberies, probably just robbing the convenience stores and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think one of the shots that are coming up in the trailer is definitely probably just a little before these moments. But anyways, let's move on to the next segment. All right, so we got Weasel News right here, 10:34 Eastern Standard Time, most likely definitely in the morning. It looks like it says, no overturning zone. Cops arrest man who flipped his car after Pee-wee's Dine and Dash. So I wonder if what that means, Pee-wee's Dine and Dash. I wonder if it means like, because I remember in the leaked gameplay of GTA 6, there was a part where Jason and Lucia, they rob the diner and stuff, and maybe when they get away, maybe there's some sort of like, I don't know, car accident that happens during the police chase, and maybe one of this guy did something illegal, and I'm guessing potentially one guy probably gets arrested in the midst of after this happening. So potentially that's probably what happened. And I'm also thinking, I wonder if in Grand Theft Auto 6, I wonder if our police chases can actually make the news, like when we get our wanted level. But anyways, move on to the next segment. All right, so here we got ourselves some Spanish news channel, which is kind of cool. I don't know what it really says, but it looks like it says something about confession or something. This guy is definitely going to make some sort of confession on television, and this guy kind of has like this Joker look, like Grand Theft Auto, you know, making fun of Joker look, but also at the same time, this guy could probably be some sort of guy linked to some drug lord, or potentially a drug lord himself. So that means that possibly, you know, we're going to get some crazy drug lords, of course, in Grand Theft Auto 6 linked to cartels. I think that'll be something interesting, because Grand Theft Auto Vice City was all about the drug trade and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense maybe Grand Theft Auto 6 could be going more than just bank robberies and, you know, robbing stores and all that kind of stuff, and it could lead to potentially some extremely heavy drug warfare storyline stuff, and it's probably going to get really serious along the way around the story around that time. But anyways, move on to the next. And right here, we got ourselves some sort of possibly, I don't know, biker gang. Maybe we work with this biker gang, but it looks kind of like they all group together, similar to how the Lost grouped together in the Lost and Damned. I know in the biker update for GTA Online, I know if you guys all ride in proximity together, it gives you some sort of benefits and sort of type of stuff like that. So maybe Grand Theft Auto 6, if you are linked to some sort of biker gang or something, if you work with a biker gang, my guess is we might get something similar to what happened in Grand Theft Auto Lost and Damned, possibly. But anyways, move on to the next. All right, we got ourselves some more Weasel news. It says, dirt bike dirt bags. Cops fail to stop thugs on motorbikes terrorizing Vice City. That's actually kind of cool, but it also says in here, Leonida man sucked up in water spout demands the city buy him a new suit. Wow, that's interesting. So there's a lot of things to actually read on there as well, but my guess is, I wonder if this is a story linked as well. I wonder if this biker gang is actually going to cause so much anarchy in Vice City and all that kind of stuff. Like, what if Merryweather gets called to the city and actually has to police the city? Like, what if martial law happens in Grand Theft Auto 6? Kind of similar. Think of Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 2. The Ultor Corporation tries to stop gangs. The Stag also tried to do the exact same thing in Saints Row the Third. They're called special tactical anti-gang. So what if Merryweather actually does something like this in Grand Theft Auto 6? So it looks like, of course, cops are, you know, not able to do their job correctly because maybe the gangs are just grabbing so much power, and potentially if drug war gets involved into Vice City, maybe they will have to get, you know, military contractors, of course, to, you know, intervene in this conflict, of course. But anyways, moving on to the next. All right, so here's something really interesting. It looks like we got ourselves a fake Instagram by the looks of it, but it says this, at High Rollers Mags. I wonder if High Rollers is a gang, because it says High Rollers Lifestyle. So potentially this could be some sort of gang. I wonder if you could team up with them or fight them, get them to come after you. I wonder if there's a whole like relationship system with the gangs and stuff, similar to how Bully also has, you know, they have this thing in Bully to where you can be nice to the cliques, the factions. If you're nice to them, they will like you. If you're not nice to them, they won't like you. I wonder if it's will kind of be something like that. Think of the Mercenaries games as well. Mercenaries actually kind of has it that way. You can actually work for a faction. If you betray this faction, you can bribe the faction, all that kind of stuff. Maybe GTA 6 could capitalize upon something like that. But look at this guy's shirt. It says Righteous Slaughter Good Ops. I don't know what the hell that is, but it looks like it could be a parody off of Call of Duty Black Ops, actually, but for Righteous Slaughter. Righteous Slaughter is basically the fictional Grand Theft Auto version parody of Call of Duty. Righteous Slaughter is also Jimmy DeSanta's favorite game, Michael DeSanta's son. So this looks like it could be, though, a brand new Righteous Slaughter game finally coming out, and it makes me wonder, since that Grand Theft Auto, especially the older ones like San Andreas, you could play games, you could play video games on your, of course, your console at home. It would be really cool if Grand Theft Auto 6 allowed you to go out and buy your own video game console and play video games at home, similar to how San Andreas allowed that. I would love to play Righteous Slaughter, and what would also be really cool if you could actually play Righteous Slaughter online with actual NPCs in the actual game world. I think that would be one of the most coolest and most sickest things to do in Grand Theft Auto, being able to actually play Righteous Slaughter, especially with really fantastic graphics. In a way, it probably would look like you're playing a different game other than Grand Theft Auto 6. And here we got Jason and Lucia, of course, robbing the convenience store. And as you can see also in the background, we got Pizwazzer, of course, the returning beer brand, of course, from Grand Theft Auto 5. I believe it's, of course, the fictional version of Budweiser. There's tons of things all over the countertops in the store. It looks like you can actually pick them up, possibly. Looks way better than the Grand Theft Auto 6 shelf stuff, but anyways, let's move on. This is most likely after they leave the convenience store after the robbery, and they're trying to get away from the police. And what's really cool is notice on the ground the like the dirt that gets kicked up. That looks so real. Looks pretty good. But yeah, anyways, let's move on. And this is where we find out that Jason and Lucia are a couple. And this is actually where Jason says one word. He says the word trust in this part. So possibly the next trailer, we're probably going to see more of Jason talking, because Lucia, we got to see Lucia talk more in this trailer. So the next one should probably be more about Jason this time around. The next one, trailer 2, can't wait. And we got our final shot. This is the part where Jason and Lucia go to rob the convenience store. So you could definitely tell that they definitely took some of this trailer probably out of chronological order, where they show parts of where they leave and then they eventually, towards the end, entering the convenience store. But this part actually kind of gives me, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes when you're going to go rob a bank or anything like that, because I think this is just paying homage to, Red Dead Redemption 2's, robbing and stuff, and since it was the last game that Rockstar made, so it's good that they're doing that. Basically, this game is probably going to play a lot of homage, of course, to Red Dead Redemption, and I'm happy about that. Also, I think it's pretty much Rockstar's thing too, of course, since that you're playing criminals in their games. Robbing, of course, is their bread and butter, so yeah, it makes sense, of course. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this breakdown, guys. The crazy part is this video is almost 40 minutes long. It took me this long just to, of course, try and break this down. This video took me a lot longer to put together than 40 minutes though. So, of course, if you're a Grand Theft Auto fan, consider subscribing to the channel. Please drop a like on the on this video as well. It helps a lot with the algorithm. And ding that bell icon really hard so I can always stay within fast reach of your fingertips when new uploads arrive. ZombfectedGaming 349 over and out.